Hi everyone, starting the video with a disclaimer. This is my fifth day of studying Kotlin. Though my channel name is the Kotlin King, that reflects my aspiration, not the current situation. In this video, I go through things that I learned recently. Today I wanted to talk about conditionals and control flow. This will be two videos, and today we will cover um, the more simple stuff, but things that I think are critical to start um, advancing to more complex coding and programming to the point where I think the subject discussed here needs to become second nature, intuitive. So diving right in, um, I have two variables here. Here, variable number one is called is it done calculating? And this is a variable type called Boolean, which is either true or false. Those are the only two um, uh, value types it could have, true or false. The second variable here is does it have the data? Is also a Boolean, and the value to that variable is false. Now, notice I chose variables that have, some level of meaning to us. It's not just variable A, variable B. I think I learned it like that, and as do a lot of people, and we see that as true or as false, um, but it doesn't have any connection to how we, normally think about task. But here, it has some meaning. Is it done calculating? Does it have the data? Is almost like answering yes or no. But for now, let's just say, Booleans either say true, which means yes, or false, which means no. And I'll go into this in a little bit again. If we look at these 6 lines here, briefly, we're going to go over operators. Um, this is an operator where it basically sees whether the value on the left is equal to the value on the right. Clearly, it is 1 equals 1, but memorize, this particular operator. Here, the exclamation mark makes it read, calculate, is it not equal to? 1 is not equal to 2. So that is also true. Um, this will return um, a value of true or false. This to us is pretty easy to understand. 1 is not equal to 2, so therefore it's true. 2 is greater than 1, so again it's going to print true. 1 is greater or equal to 1. Notice the equal sign after the greater than sign. So 1 is greater or equal to 1, so that is also true. 1 is less than 2, also true. 2 is less than or equal to 2. Because it is equal to 2, it is also true. We could quickly see this here. Um, just going over through this example. Now we're comparing two strings. The text of Kotlin is equal to Kotlin, of course. So we'll also print out true. So you see that the 7 statements, I think I said 6 earlier, 6 here and 1 here, they're all equal to true. But you'll see this over and over again, each and one of these operators, and when you see it, you should automatically know what it's trying to compare. So here I'm going to discuss the importance of Booleans and conditionals a little bit. When I first learned Booleans, true or false, it was emphasized to me over and over again that this is critical in how a program operates, how a computer does things. It is the language of the computers. And I quite didn't understand why. Why true or false matters. Isn't that what a calculator is supposed to do? Calculate whether something is true or false. Um, and what I later understood is that, a computer program doesn't just have one function. It doesn't do one thing. I think when we first learn programming, we make something do this and it prints a line. Um, or we make a little bit more complex um, text outputs where we basically print more and more fancier stuff. And I think, you know, when we think outside of our first few lessons for a second, a computer program does a lot of things, there's a lot of functions, and there's a lot of information being transferred. Again, I think of functions now as it modifying, calculating information, and it transfer it to somewhere else in the program. Um, at, and how it is, but of course we need to think about how it does that. Why, what process it goes through. Basically, how it makes decisions to do useful things. And everything is based on to the next task. The program needs to go on to the next task, and whether it does or not depends on true or false. I don't know if I'm making much sense here, but basically, whether or not it decides to do something has to be based on a decision-making system. And basically, because of course computers cannot think, they need to rely on true or false, whether to go ahead or not. And how it makes decisions is really based at the primitive level, at the basic level of true or false, or should we say yes or no. That's why I use the variable up there called is it done calculating? If it is, you do the next task. If it's not, you do something else. Does it have the data? If it's true, you go on to do something else. If it's false, you don't. And I started when you start to understand Booleans this way, and quite frankly, it is used that way in a lot of the programs, and that's what I realized as I took harder, more little bit more intermediate lessons, that that's essentially why Booleans were so important because it basically told the programs what to do. It within the functions, that's how it will make decisions to again transfer information to within the program and do useful things with the information. So a little bit of a rant, but I think when I understood that, it really enhanced my understanding of programming. It's kind of funny, enhanced my understanding of programming where, my experience is still limited as per the disclaimer, but I think it was a meaningful discovery in my short-lived, uh, or not short-lived, and still my short learning of programming. But anyways, um, I declare another variable called is the task finished. Again, I'm trying to use variables that have some meaning to us um, on, and it's a Boolean, and the value is true. Here is the basic if statement. And as basic as it is, I still really want to emphasize how let's pay attention to the details. After if, there is parentheses, and it says, is the task finished? Is it equal to true? Remember, Booleans only have two values. Then, and notice the curly braces here, um, it prints the line onto the next task. Okay, and then there's the else, and else comes after the closing of the first curly braces. And then you open another curly braces, else you print the line, let's wait until it is finished. Okay, so notice the curly braces here. Really, and I think noticing that is going to be really important just to really get comfortable with this basic syntax. The if and and the parentheses and then the curly braces and then the else and then the curly braces. Now, there are going to be examples that I will show later on where you don't need the curly braces, but I think, you know, and most people agree getting used to using the curly braces with if statements um, is best practices. And for the most part, I think I will always show it this way, and quite frankly, I think I will code this way as well. So here, see what it's doing. I think it's pretty intuitive, but is the task finish is true, and it is, um, you do this. If not, I think of else as if not, you do this, right? And I think, you see here, it prints out the text onto the next task because it is true. If we make it false, it's going to print out, let's wait until it is finished, right? Now, that's relatively straightforward, but notice how this, whether or not this was true, of course, in this case, we decided if it's true or false. So it's not nothing, really meaningful happened there. But this is how, at a very basic level, a function is going to decide on what to do. And here, because the value of this was true, um, it decided to print out onto the next task. If not, it's going to do this. Again, it is a very simple decision it had to make, but it's still a decision that the function made based on what the outcome of this is. And the outcome of uh, this input is not always going to be given, or it's not even always going to be certain, right? There's uncertainty in the various tasks that the functions do and the programs do. And but once you have this in place, it'll be able to make decisions based on whatever information is communicated to that function. Um, so that's very important. Here, one other thing is you don't actually need, if it's equal to true, is in coding is actually redundant. Um, yeah, it could actually just not have that. And basically, this is the same thing as saying, is the task finished? Is the task finished equal to true? Right? If I remove this, this is still going to run fine. And this should be on to the next task because the value of this is true. I think I want to end it there. I know the things that we've reviewed are basic and simple, but really, memorizing every little bit of the operators. Um, this is, quite frankly, it's easy to remember. But here, even this part, I think just really getting comfortable with the syntax, whereas to the point really, really basic for you, and the if else and the curly braces, getting really comfortable, and then at the same time understanding why this is so important, the Boolean types, the if statements, the what we call conditionals and control flow, it's going to be really helpful as we move on to the next lessons. And that's it for now. Thank you very much.